The NFL has made history this year by scheduling a Christmas Day doubleheader, a rare event that has sparked excitement among football fans. Christmas Day falling on a Wednesday in 2024 has given the league an opportunity to provide two high-stakes games involving four AFC playoff-bound teams, making this a particularly memorable holiday for NFL followers. NFL's Christmas Day tradition, a brief history. The NFL has long avoided scheduling games on Christmas Day, especially when the holiday fell on a Sunday. For decades, this tradition meant that Christmas was reserved for family time and festivities, with most games held on other days of the week. In fact, the NFL only played games on Christmas Day a few times in its long history: a pair of playoff games in 1971, a few select regular season games in the 1990s and 2000s, and a doubleheader in 2004. After that, the league generally moved its games to avoid conflict with the holiday, especially when it fell on a Sunday. However, this year marked a rare occurrence, as Christmas Day landed on a Wednesday. In a decision that makes this year's schedule unique, the NFL decided to make the most of the opportunity by scheduling two thrilling matchups. This is a significant departure from the usual routine, as Wednesday games are incredibly rare in the NFL. In fact, since 1948, the NFL has only played two games on a Wednesday, one in 2012 when the season opener between the New York Giants and Dallas Cowboys was scheduled to avoid competing with the Democratic National Convention, and one in 2020 when the league had to reschedule a game between the Pittsburgh Steelers and Baltimore Ravens due to COVID-19 protocols. The matchups, AFC playoff implications. This year's Christmas Day doubleheader promises to be captivating, featuring four teams that are all vying for playoff spots and positioning. The two matchups, Kansas City Chiefs at Pittsburgh Steelers and Baltimore Ravens at Houston Texans, are both highly significant as each of these teams has either secured or is still battling for a place in the postseason. Kansas City Chiefs 14-1 versus Pittsburgh Steelers 10-5, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. What's at stake? Both teams have a lot riding on this game. Chiefs are aiming for the number one seed in the AFC, which would secure home field advantage throughout the playoffs. With a win, they can clinch the top seed, but a loss would allow the Buffalo Bills to stay in contention for that spot, as the Bills hold the head-to-head tiebreaker over Kansas City. The Chiefs are also on the verge of setting a franchise record for wins in a season with their 15th victory. On the other hand, the Steelers are in a tight race for the AFC North. Despite a loss to the Ravens in the previous week, Pittsburgh can still clinch the division title if they win their final two games. If they lose to the Chiefs, the Ravens would have a chance to take over the division lead. Team background. The Chiefs have been one of the NFL's most dominant teams this season, primarily due to their high-powered offense led by quarterback Patrick Mahomes and a defense that has improved significantly. Their ability to win close games, a staggering 16-game streak of victories decided by one score, has been a defining feature of their season. The Steelers, meanwhile, have been somewhat of a surprise story this year. Preseason expectations were low, but strong performances from their defense, along with a solid resurgence from veteran quarterback Russell Wilson, have propelled Pittsburgh to the postseason. Despite injuries to key players, including number one receiver George Pickens, the Steelers have managed to stay competitive. Pickens returns from his hamstring injury in time for this game. It could be a huge boost for Pittsburgh's offense. Baltimore Ravens 10-5 versus Houston Texans 9-6, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. What's at stake? The Ravens are still in the hunt for the AFC North title after their win over the Steelers in the previous week. If the Steelers lose to the Chiefs, Baltimore can take control of the division with a win. Additionally, quarterback Lamar Jackson is having an MVP-caliber season, and a strong performance against the Texans could boost his case for a third MVP award. Meanwhile, the Texans, having already clinched the AFC South title, don't have much to gain in terms of playoff positioning. They are highly likely to be the number 4 seed in the AFC, though there is still a slim chance to improve their seeding. However, with a loss to the Chiefs in the prior week, the Texans will be hoping to regain some momentum and finish the regular season strong ahead of their playoff run. Team background. The Ravens have relied on a strong defense and a solid season from Lamar Jackson, who has been in the MVP conversation. Despite stiff competition from other candidates, a standout performance in a high-profile game against the Texans could give him an edge in the race. Texans, led by quarterback C.J. Stroud, have had an up-and-down season, including a recent blow from injuries to key players like wide receivers Stefon Diggs and Tank Dell. With both players injured, the Texans will need other offensive contributors to step up if they want to finish the regular season on a high note and head into the playoffs with confidence. Streaming and fan engagement. In addition to the excitement of these playoff implications, the NFL has partnered with Netflix to stream these games, bringing a new element to the viewing experience. This marks a historic first for the streaming platform, which has previously only been involved in sports documentaries and films. The NFL has taken a calculated risk in allowing Netflix to stream these games live, and all eyes will be on how the streaming service handles such high-profile broadcasts. This move also highlights how the NFL is constantly looking for innovative ways to engage with its fans, especially during the holiday season. A unique NFL Christmas. This year's Christmas Day doubleheader stands as a rare and exciting event for NFL fans. With two high-stakes matchups, each featuring teams with a lot to play for, this Christmas Day will be one to remember. Fans will not only get to watch some of the league's biggest stars such as Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and Russell Wilson, but they will also be witnessing a rare scheduling phenomenon that will not happen again until 2030. For NFL fans, this Christmas Day provides a unique opportunity to enjoy elite football on a holiday that has historically been a quiet one for the league.